as a restaurant owner or the owner of any business, you obviously want as many people to be able to find your business as possible. And in particular on Google, because that's where most people will go to search if they're looking for a restaurant or other business. So here I am on Google, and I've done a search in my own hometown for an Indian restaurant. So I've searched on Indian restaurant Burton-on-Trent, and that is the way that the vast majority of people will search. So they'll either search for restaurant in a town or city name, or a particular type of restaurant. So Indian restaurant, Chinese restaurant, whichever it may be, burger restaurant, American restaurant. And so for your purposes as the restaurant owner, it's important that you get found. But how do you actually know exactly where you rank in search engines? Now, let's firstly have a look at the search that I'm doing here, and I'll explain more of what I'm talking about. So I've done the search for Indian restaurant Burton-on-Trent. I'm in Burton-on-Trent at the moment. And when I come down here, what we get at the top of the search is this Google map here. Now, the background here is a dark colour on mine. That's just how I've selected to see Google. Yours may be white, more people may be. But you get a map at the top here, and then underneath that you'll get 3 results where you'll see an image, you'll see the number of stars they've got in their reviews, etc. And then it says more places, and then you get the normal results at the bottom here. Now these 3 results are what are called the Google 3-pack. And getting into this 3-pack here is really, really important for you. Something like 60% or even 70% of people that do a search such as this won't go further than the 3-pack. They will look at what's here, they will then choose one of the results, and they will click on it to get more information on that business. And so of course, if that is you, if you're at the top here, you're one of these restaurants, then you will get a lot more business than some of these restaurants that are listed down here, for example. So you could obviously do this search from your own home or wherever you are now, from your business, from your restaurant, and you will get these results coming up here. Now, if for example you were the Gurkha or your Manzil Gold or Apni, you may look at that and think, that's great, there I am, I'm at the top, or I'm in the 3-pack. However, and this is a big however, a big but, the results you see here depend on your particular location when you're doing the search. So at my particular location, when I am doing this search from my office, these are the results I'm seeing. But if I was a couple of miles down the road in either direction, I may see different results here. So if I'm Gurkha and I do a search, I might think, that's great, I'm at the top. However, I might only be at the top for my specific location here, and all the rest of the people in the town may not see Gurkha at all. So just to explain that slightly differently, it depends on the searcher's location as to the results they see. So if, for example, we are in Burton-on-Trent, let me just change this map here a little bit so we can see a little bit more of the area. So, there we go. So for example, let's have a look at one of those restaurants here. There's, I don't know, the Clay Pot Lounge is there in Burton-on-Trent. If somebody is searching from here, so their own location when they're doing the search on their phone or their computer is here, they may see the Clay Pot Lounge at position 1 or position 2. But somebody here doing exactly the same search, so searching for Indian restaurant Burton-on-Trent, may not see the Clay Pot Lounge in the top 3 at all. They could see the same as I'm seeing here, Gurkha, Manzil Gold and Apni, for example. So it makes it very difficult for you as the restaurant owner to know exactly where you rank, and to know whether you need to do any work to improve your ranking. So what I'm going to show you today is an easy way that you can actually find out exactly where you rank for all of the different locations in your area. So the way I recommend you check your exact rankings for the Google 3-pack is with this website called Local Falcon, which you can find at localfalcon.com. Now you will need to sign up to use this system, but when you sign up for free, and they will give you 100 credits for free as well. If you need any more than that later on, so you want to recheck your positions, then you can buy them relatively cheaply, but you'll get 100 credits for free, and you'll need 25 credits to do a search in the way that I'm going to show you now. So effectively you'll be able to do 4 searches for completely free. So once you've signed up, what you would do is what I've done here. I am going to do this search as though I am the Claypot Lounge, and I am again an Indian restaurant in Burton-on-Trent. So what I'm searching for here is the Claypot Lounge, and I'm looking at the specific search as Indian restaurant in Burton-on-Trent. When you do that search, what I'm looking at here is a 5x5 grid with a 4-mile radius for each of the spaces on the grid. And what it does when I do the search will give me a map like this. So the restaurant itself is right in the center of this map, and then there are 4 miles between each of these dots here. So what it is showing, this number is showing that if somebody was in this particular area here and search for Indian restaurant Burton-on-Trent, where would the Claypot Oven be in the rankings for that particular person? Now if they were right here, which is right near the restaurant, the Claypot Oven would appear at number 1. If they were here, which is about 4 miles away from the restaurant, and they did exactly the same search, Claypot Oven would appear at number 7. Now let's come slightly further away. Well, this is not really further, it's still only 4 miles or so away. This is in an area called Newton Solney, which is just outside of Burton-on-Trent. But if somebody here had done exactly that same search, the Claypot Oven would appear at number 14. So in other words, this person would never see the Claypot Oven because they'd never, let me come back again to the search quickly here, they'd look at the top 3 to find the Claypot Oven. They'd effectively have to click on more places like this. They'd get the results coming up. They'd have to come all the way down here for them to number 14 and find the restaurant on there. So obviously what we want to do is we want all of these to be green and all to be 1, 2 or 3, because that means from wherever anybody in your area searches, they will find your restaurant. But it's quite an eye-opening search that if, for example, you were the Claypot Oven, if you were searching from your restaurant itself, you're going to think everything's rosy because you will see you're there in the top 3. But it's only ever appearing in the top 3 for people that are really close to the restaurant. Anybody just a mile or so away won't ever see that search because they're appearing at number 9, number 18, number 12, number 15, more than 20, 18, 15, more than 20, for example. So obviously what you really want to be able to do is appear in the top 3 in quite a few of these areas around here. The other thing that Local Falcon does when you've done a search like this, it also lets you look at where your competitors are ranking. So let's just flick over and see that now. So the competitor report shows overall the rankings of the various restaurants in your area. So I've just clicked on this Shai Village here. Now that is showing a lot more of what you really want to see. So you can see there that right near the restaurant itself, they're appearing at number 2. slightly further away, also number 2, number 3, number 2, number 2, number 6, number 7, number 5. So you can see there's a lot more green on there. It's the darker that gets, or the more red it gets, then the further out you are. Let's just pick another at random here. Bombay Spice. Now that is actually based up here, so it's appearing at number 1 near to the restaurant, and further out the further away you go. This one, as you can see, some green there, but more red in different areas. So you can see what you are really looking for is as much green as you can around your restaurant. And if you're not getting that green, such as how we saw with the clay pot on their example, that is when you possibly need to do some work or get someone to help you so that you can actually rank better, so that you are found by more people. So like with Shire Village here, they're going to be found with a lot more of the people in this sort of area around here. They could still do with improving things a bit, because obviously some of these, that is position 5, position 7, position 6, position 5. So they could do with some work just to nudge all of those up to the top 3. But at least in all of this area here, they are being found in the top 3. So I'd highly recommend that for your restaurant, you just go and sign up for a free account with Local Falcon. Use the 100 credits they give you for free, and do some of these searches. You can actually do a search for your restaurant, your area, and you'll see exactly where you are ranking. If everything is green, yellow, orange, then you may say, okay, that is perfect. We don't need to do anything because we are being found by people all over our area. If it's not though, if there's a lot more red when it comes up with your results, then you may wish to look at some of the information below this video, which will show you some of the ways that you can actually improve on your positioning. But as I say, first and foremost, go and look at Local Falcon, do a search for your restaurant and find out where you do rank, because you may be great, everything may be superb for you, and you may be having lots of green, but at least you'll then know exactly where you're appearing in people's searches for in and around your area.